I'm live. I'm live. Put my handy dandy, what do they call, Razor THX Moray, monitoring buds. And then I got the Razor Siren Bluetooth mic hooked up. I have another mic. I have another. Check. Check, 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 check. Check, check, check. I ain't hearing nothing. Check. Check, check. Hello? 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 Let's see. Uh, Babe, can you go on my YouTube channel real quick and see if you can hear me? Yeah, I should. It was set up, but then I went through a different, instead of going through Streamlabs. Yeah, and there's no delay. You can hear me? Yeah. Good? Yeah. I don't know why I can't hear myself. But yeah, no, I'm supposed to hear myself through these monitoring arrays. I could hear myself through when I was on Streamlab. I got one viewer, and that's you. Oh no. Nope. Zero. First live. First. First live. All right. If I get some people in here, I'll talk about something legitimate. You can always go back and rewatch it. Yeah. True. Yep. Okay. Let's just play around with this. Channel level settings. The default overlay will provide a countdown for the duration of the break you chose. Oh, I can take a break. But you can't hear me good. Does the mic sound good or does it sound like cheap? You don't have access to this feature. You don't have access to this feature. Wow. How do I not have access? Huh. Pop out dashboard. Engage with your audience. I can start a poll, start a QA. Well, I'm ready for that coffee. Edit. What can I edit? Oh. Really? I won't be on here long. I ain't gonna have many viewers. Are you watching me? No? Oh, I got one viewer. Hey! Nope, I ain't got no viewer now. He left. Well, I mean, what am I supposed to talk? I ain't got nobody to talk to. Oh, yeah. Let me go through that. Let me pull it up. She has me working in Lexington tomorrow. It's supposed to be nice out, so if you want to wash the vehicles in the afternoon, please keep a list of which ones we were able to get done. Thank you. Yeah, micromanage. Maybe she didn't used to do that. Everything's a micromanage now. I don't like to be micromanaged. Look at TikTok. Anyways, the IBF, I've been contacting the IBF all week. Well, I called them Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Monday and Tuesday, I got the same person. The second day, the third day I called, I got a different person. And she said that the woman I needed to speak with was sick. She was out sick with the flu. And she gave me her email address. So I emailed her, you know, trying to get some clarification on if they did in fact strip Jaya Bataya of his belt, what's going on, you know, the ins and outs, you know, what really happened, because, you know, you can't believe everything you hear. And surprisingly, she sent me an email back. She sent me an email today at 12:52 p.m. It said, "Hi, Mitchell. Thank you for your well wishes and email." Because in the email, let me see, I'll read the email what I said to her. I said, "Hi, my name is Mitchell with a boxing life. I called a few times this week and yesterday. Was told to speak to you about the recent stripping of Jaya Pattaya. I was told you were sick with the flu, and if true, I hope you get better soon. If able, could you please provide clarification on this subject?" Not that. I said, "I believe in the context of Zupa boxing and what they are trying to accomplish in the boxing world by destroying you and other sanctioned bodies. It's widely believed that because Jaya Pattaya knew what they were planning to do, that he signed under the dotted line and should in fact be stripped of his IBF Cruiserweight Championship." I said that, but there's I have no hard feelings against Jaya Pattaya. I think he's a great fighter. I think he has a lot of heart. You know, he's been hurt. He's had his jaw broken and still kept going. You know, he wants to be undisputed champion. And the reason I said he signed under the dotted line is literally he signed under the dotted line. I mean, unless he was in a cave and he don't look at what his promoter, because you would call Zupa his promoter at this point, if he don't look at what they're saying, then he wouldn't know that Dana White said that when asked if he was going to work with the sanctioning bodies, that he said no, he's not going to recognize any of the sanctioning bodies. So, I mean, what do you expect the IBF to do? You know, they, of course, they would want somebody like Jaya Pattaya as their champion. He's a good dude. He keeps his nose clean. He he's dependable. He's hardworking. I mean, he's an asset. But you got Dana White, Zufa, and TKO, and you know Turkey Al Sheikh has put the money into boxing. He's really got boxing going again, but he also, in a sense, spoiled a lot of the fighters he's put on because you know the money they were getting before Turkey Al Sheikh came in was probably half or a third of what he was paying them to get these big events on. And they got used to it, and they don't understand that they got to go back to the actual real value. You know, just because somebody comes in and finances big fights, it don't change how the economy works. You know, the real value of the fights, how much you were making, it's just a privilege that he did it. It's not a mainstay. But anyways, IBF, you know, they had to cover their bases. And unfortunately, Jai Opataya is he he got caught in the crossfire. He got caught in the crossfire. But you know, there are a lot of issues with the sanctioning bodies. A lot of people are having a lot of issues with the sanctioning bodies. You know, you got Terrence Crawford, Shakur Stevenson saying they ain't gonna pay the sanctioning fee. Which, you know, you gotta stand up to people, but also in the same sense, he did fight for them belts. You know, Terrence Crawford did sign on the dotted line too. So I mean, yeah, maybe he already retired, so it's not like he's going to be fighting anytime soon, if ever again. You know, he's a man of his word. You know, you can't doubt Terrence Crawford. What he says he's going to do, he does. So, with that being said, he fought for the belt. He became undisputed. He wanted to become undisputed in three weight divisions. And then after the fight, he said he didn't care about that belt and then pay the sanction fee. I think that's wrong. He should have paid the sanction fee. And after that, you can say, screw the belts. You're bigger than the belts. You can do your whole thing. But, you know, being a man that goes by being a man of his word, as I just said, Terrence Crawford truly is. I mean, you gotta do right by that. But Jaya Pataya, like I said, was crossfire. And I went on and I said, Jai Opataya knew what they were planning to do. He signed under the dotted line, and he should, in fact, be stripped by the IBF of his cruiserweight championship. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's not IBF's fault; it's Dana's fault. It's Zuffa's fault. I mean, they're the ones that want. They're the ones that don't want to work with the other sanctioned bodies. So they're the ones that said, you know, it's like beating up babies and stuff like that. You know, I went on and I said, with that being said, hopefully you are able to clarify this for the millions wandering around the world. And that's what I sent to the lady. I'm not going to say her name, but it's public relations director of the IBF, the International Boxing Federation. She sent me a message. She said, "Hi, Mitchell. Thank you for your well wishes and email. We sent a statement out regarding this on Tuesday. You can read it here." And she gave me a link. And then it goes to, and it explains, you know, boxing news up at IBF championship status update. Boxing Bob Norman. Bob Norman is evidently the guy that wrote this statement from the IBF. It says the International Boxing Federation, the IBF, issues this statement to address and correct inaccurate information that has been circulated publicly over the weekend regarding its sanction of Jai Opataya versus Brandon Glanton, bout for the optional defense of the IBF Cruiserweight title on March 8, 2026. As previously noted in its press release issued on March 6th, the IBF had no communication with any direct representative of Zuffa Boxing regarding sanction of the Opataya versus Glanton bout. This remained the case until after March 6th, when the sanction for the bout was withdrawn. On February 11th, the IBF initiated discussions with Mick Francis, head of Tasman Fighters, Opetai's promoter of record with the IBF. When IBF president Daryl Peoples sent him a letter via email after seeing announcements on social media for the scheduled contest. The letter reminded Francis of IBF Rule 5, which governs champions and unification bouts. Later that day, Francis submitted an application requesting sanction for the optional defense of the IBF Cruiserweight title. The IBF denied sanction of the bout. Discussions were then continued with a representative retained by Opetaia and Sean Gibbons of Manny Pacquiao Promotions. I didn't know Manny Pacquiao was promoting that fight. And Knucklehead Boxing serving as a mediator. Tasman Fighters and Francis were no longer involved in these discussions. The IBF has maintained a long-standing professional relationship with Gibbons. Peoples received verbal assurance from Gibbons that the IBF title would be the championship contested on March 8th. So Peoples received verbal assurance from Gibbons. So Gibbons told Peoples that the IBF title would be the belt that was fought for on March 8th. And that the Zuffa belt would only be awarded as a token of recognition at the end of the bout. Because the Zuffa belt is, in fact, just a trophy. It's just a token. It's not a sanctioning body. Hold on one second. Oh, yeah. So, you know, a subsequent letter to Peoples by the representative retained by Opetaia also confirmed that the Zuffa belt would be characterized as a trophy or token of recognition. Gibbons submitted another bout application for the contest on March 3rd, listing Manny Pacquiao Promotions as the promoter of the bout. After receiving the fully executed bout contracts from Gibbons, the IBF formally sanctioned the Opetaia versus Glanton bout on March 5th. So they sanctioned the bout on March 5th. Then payment for sanction fees, which totaled $73,000, was sent to the IBF via wire transfer from Knucklehead Boxing's bank account and received by the IBF on March 6th. The IBF withdrew sanction of the bout at 8:22 p.m. the next day on March 5th via email to Gibbons, following the pre-fight press conference that took place shortly beforehand. So they sanctioned the bout on March 5th. The $73,000 sanctioning fee was paid, and then right after the pre-fight press conference, where they were talking about the Zuffa belt, and parading it around, and just shitting all over the IBF belt, even though that's the belt that Jai Opetaia truly loves, truly wants, and he wants all the other sanctioned belts. That's what Jai Opetaia said he wants. He wants to be undisputed cruiserweight champion. And after that, after he gets his gold there, of course, he's most likely going to move up to heavyweight. But at 1:22 p.m. on March 7th, a wire transfer was processed from the IBF back to Knucklehead Boxing's bank account, returning the $73,000 in sanction fees. So after the fight, Dana White said that the IBF took the sanction fees. They even gave $100 worth of per diem to the guy that came from the IBF and took it. I mean, Dana White, you can go back for reference and look at his post-fight press conference about it. I mean, he was making it seem like IBF stole Obatiah's money, that they stole the per diem, and then once they got that, they just booked it out of there and all this other stuff. But it's much deeper, like everything in life. There's much more to it. Immediately afterward, an email was sent to Gibbons, including the wire transfer receipt, advising that the funds had been returned. So guess what? That bull crap that they said the sanction fee was paid, they kept the money. No, it was immediately returned. It was immediately returned. You didn't hear Jai Opataya come out and say, "Hey, the IBF took my money, took the sanction fee, and didn't give it back." No, that was Dana spouting that stuff. That was Dana. He was lying. He was lying. A lie's a lie's a lie's a lie. I mean, if it's a lie, it's a freaking lie, man. Gibbons acknowledged receipt of the email at 2:46 p.m. So, they got receipts of this. They got transaction receipts showing that they returned it immediately, that they didn't keep the $73,000. In the email to Gibbons, withdrawing sanction for the bout, Peoples addressed the assurances Gibbons had provided and the letter he had received, which led to the IBF sanctioning the bout. Peoples did not express concern over the IBF's belt replacement or over the IBF belt placement during the press conference in the email. In fact, the words belt and placement were not included in the email at all, contrary to what certain members of the boxing media have suggested in reports stating that they were granted access to the email sent by Peoples. So evidently, some of the people reporting on it was just bullshit. They were lying. They were lying. They were just going off the cuff. Hey, this sounds good. Hey, let's build a little fire over here off of nothing. Furthermore, the IBF did not withdraw sanction and then go silent. Nor were Peoples and the supervisor for the bout unreachable. The supervisor remained on site in Las Vegas until early the next morning, on the morning of March 7th. Peoples received a phone call from a representative of TKO Boxing and asked that any further communication with the IBF be sent by email. The TKO Boxing representative did not follow up by email. Prior to the supervisor's departure to Las Vegas, he was contacted by Gibbons. Gibbons offered to reimburse the supervisor for airport transfers. And when the supervisor arrived in Las Vegas, Gibbons offered him a per diem of $100, which the supervisor accepted. And that was the per diem Dana White was talking about, $100. The IBF categorically rejects any suggestion or claim that it intentionally withdrew sanction to cause harm. I don't think the IBF wanted to strip or, not sanction the bout. They want Jai Opataya as their cruiserweight champion. Like I said at the beginning of the live, he is a great representation of a clean boxer, diehard boxer, hard, athleticism, toughness. He's always grinding. He wants to be better than the best. I mean, of course, that is the type of champion that you want. And it says right here, and I'm going based on their statement that they put out. I'm not right there, so I can't say it's yay or nay. But they got receipts. I don't think they're going to say they ain't got receipts if they ain't got receipts. But then again, they could. Anyways, the IBF granted sanction of the Obatiah versus Glanton bout in good faith, expecting that what was assured is what would transpire. Meaning, the IBF sanctioned the bout under the guise that it was just for the IBF belt. That the Zuffa is just a trophy. It's just a token. It's not a sanctioning belt. I mean, we do got the Ring Magazine belt, but I mean, how legitimate is that now? I mean, it's always been, it's a mainstay that if you got the Ring Magazine belt for decades on end, you were the man that beat the man. You were the man at the top of the hill. But similar to, like, a good example is Max Kellerman, for instance. I always have enjoyed Max Kellerman's commentary throughout the years. For years, I mean, I remember him in the 90s, late 90s, me as a kid watching him. Smart whiz kid, wasn't afraid to say what was on his mind, wasn't afraid to give you the truth, whether he liked it or not. I mean, he was just stating the facts. And now, it's like Max Kellerman is just, he's a yes man. He's told to say this and he'll say it. He's not true to himself anymore. He's not honest. There's been several fights, especially when it comes to Zuffa and TKO. I mean, there's not top level. I mean, you got Jayo Bataya, and I would say he's a, you got Jayo Bataya and you got Conor Ben, but they ain't really got top of the line fighters, man. And I mean, what does the Zuffa belt mean other than a trophy or a token? I mean, you can't call yourself, the undisputed world champion of Zuffa when you ain't got no competition. I mean, look at the Ring Magazine, Jai Bataya, great cruiserweight, and great cruiserweight, and inevitable, most likely great heavyweight. But he fought Brandon Glanton, who's actually a 15th ranked fighter. In the Ring Magazine, I mean, you have to rank, I think, in the top 10 or higher to challenge for the Ring Magazine belt. And guess what happened? All of a sudden, Brandon Glanton was ranked number 10 in the Ring Magazine. And they made the fight. I mean, boxing's dirty, but they're being obvious about it. They're not they're not being quiet about it. They're telling you. Dana White's telling you, I'm coming to take over. This is my sport now. He's going to do it just like the UFC. I mean, you think you think boxers don't get paid enough now? Which they get paid way better than UFC fighters. Way better. From the bottom to the top. The comparison, if you look into how much UFC fighters make, considering they are the place to go if you're in MMA. I mean, that is your goal as an MMA fighter is to make it to the UFC, and you make it to the UFC, and you make shit. You make shit. Anyways, the IBF rejects any suggestion or claim that it intentionally withdrew sanctions to cause harm. You let me have a cup of coffee, buddy? Baby. Hey, Hey. Oh, okay. The IBF granted sanction of Obitaya versus Glanton bout in good faith, expecting that what was assured is what would transpire. But that ain't what happened. The press conference held at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, Nevada on March 6th made it very clear that the inaugural Zuffa World Cruiserweight Championship would be contested on March 8th. And that's exactly, that statement right there is exactly why the IBF stripped it. It's a token. It's a token. The trophy is not a damn world championship. How can you be a champion of the world if you're only fighting about the top contenders for the Zuffa? The IBF, as previously stated on March 6, reserves the right to sanction title bouts alongside other sanctioning bodies that comply with the same regulations followed by the IBF, and reserves the right to sanction title bouts alongside other entities that stage championship contests. So, IBF, I mean, by what we know, by what I'm reading, everything they did was above board. What Zuffa did, what TKO Boxing did, they're the ones that went above board. They're the ones that was being shady. And then at the end of the day, they put it off on somebody else. They put it on the IBF, trying to make IBF look bad. And the section bodies do have their issues. My God, I mean, it's known, it's well known. But I love boxing. Anything to make boxing better, I'm for. But notice I said anything to make boxing better. I don't think monopolizing the sport of boxing and making it more like a league, similar to the UFC is going to be better for boxing. I don't think it'll be better for the fighters. I think it will end up being better for the top level fighters. They'll have bigger events, make more money, but the lower, mediocre level fighters, it's going to screw. The league thing is going to screw. The dream will cease. You'll cut off so many people from something they love to do, something they might have limited access to right now, but they still have access. The status of the IBF cruiserweight title remains in deliberation. Jai Opetaia made comments during the post-fight press conference that have led the organization's leadership to question whether he was made completely and fully aware by his advisors of the decisions he needed to make when commenting or committing to the bout against Brendan Glanton. The organization intends to look further into this matter. So what they're saying is they don't believe that when Jai Opetaia signed on the dotted line and was promised all these things from Dana White and TKO, that Jai truly understood what Dana White, TKO, and Zuffa Boxing intentions were. So what they're saying is Jai Opetaia has some innocence in this scenario that they want to look further into it because they like Jai Opetaia. They want Jai Opetaia to be their champion. But Zuffa can't come in and just. That's what they want. I mean, Zuffa wants to come in. They want to come in and just do whatever they want, and everybody be okay with it. But I just don't think it's. I mean, Turkey Al Sheikh putting the money in, and that's the end of the statement. The Turkey Al Sheikh putting the money in, paying the fighters, I think is great for the fighters. But like you see with Matchroom and Golden Boy and Queensberry, I mean, look at Frank Warren and Queensberry against Turkey Al Sheikh and them right now. He's selling them for $1 billion. because they supposedly broke the contract. You know, they want to take over. They they don't want to take part. Thank you, Doug. Got that call. Yeah. So we got Ryan Garcia. We got Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney, supposedly for. Let's see what we got. Well, I'm excited about that Fundora Thurman fight. I think I think Thurman. I mean Fundora. He's got all the attributes, man. He's tall. He's long. He's got power. Yeah, he throws a lot of punches. He overwhelms you. He's a good counter puncher. I mean, he puts it on you. I can't bet against Thurman. I can't. He's just. I think we're gonna see something special on March 28th when Thurman and Fundora fight each other. I think Thurman's gonna try to. I think Thurman's gonna stop him. I do. I think Thurman's gonna catch him. That lateral movement, that quick athleticism in and out. I think he's gonna come over with a big overhand right and spark him clean out. And we got. Let's see what else we got. We got. Shakur was talking about catch weight with Ryan Garcia. You know, I would love to see that fight, but I just don't think it's good for Ryan Garcia right now. But we heard, wins of Earl Spence and Tim Zoo, but it looks like Tim Zoo is going to fight. He's going to get a warm-up fight with, let's see, his next fight is April 5th against undefeated Albanian contender Dennis Nurha in Australia. They're doing it a 157-pound catch weight. I don't like catch weights, man. I think this weights for a reason. I think, like kind of like I was just saying with Ryan Garcia and Shakur Stevenson. I mean, if they're gonna fight, I really think Shakur should go up to 147. I mean, I forgot who was saying it, but I think it was Punch Drunk Boxing. Shout out Punch Drunk Boxing. He's awesome. Shout out to Southpaw TV. I like him as well. But they were saying that if you want to be great, that was Punch Drunk. It was Punch Drunk that said this. It was like if you want to be great, then you can't go to somebody like Ryan Garcia. You're like, I'll starch him, I'll beat him. It will be a great fight, but you can't go to him and be like, hey, I'm better than you. I'm gonna beat you, but we need this hydration clause in there so you can't fully rehydrate after the fight. So they want to. Shakur wants to fight Ryan Garcia, but he wants a hydration clause, and I just don't. I don't think, like Punch Drunk Boxing said, I don't think that makes you great. I think what makes you great is like Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford, when he fought Canelo, he didn't say anything about the damn hydration clause. Hell, he was banking on Canelo Alvarez coming in the night of the fight, fully hydrated, probably outweighing him by 10, 15, maybe even 20 pounds. But Terrence Crawford didn't. He didn't care because he's great. And that's what Punch Drunk was saying about Shakur. I mean, you can't, if you're going to be great, then you got to be great. I mean, you didn't have all these old, back in the day, you know, when boxing was super tough and it was a grind and every, you know, everything you just to get just a little more money. I mean, they weren't even paid great, but they didn't talk about, hydration clauses and stuff like that. I mean, you had men, I mean, look at Roberto Duran going up, a little man. I mean, a little man going up and just starching people. Just nowadays, you have caveats. Everybody want to protect that zero and stuff like that. With that being said, Shakur Stevenson is great. He's a great fighter. He is definitely top five pound for pound today. He put on a classy fighting against Steele. I mean, shut him down. Just Teal looked like an amateur versus a true professional great in that bout. But like I said, when it comes to Ryan Garcia, you got to do away with those hydration clauses, man. Because it'll end up being a stain on your resume. It'll end up being a caveat. It'll end up being one of those things when somebody looks back, they're reading through Wikipedia or whatever, you know, uh, let's bank on the possibility that they're actually reading rather than just watching videos and that's telling us. But they're reading and then they read and they go down. It's like, well, Shakur beat Ryan Garcia, starts from and everything, but there was a 10-pound or 7-pound or 15-pound rehydration clause, which means he came in at 140, but he couldn't. By the night of the fight, he had to be reweighed again. He couldn't be over 150, and it's just fighters try to get at the lowest weight they possibly can, and then night of the fight they'll rehydrate. It gives them an advantage. I mean, look at Fundora, for instance. 6'6", 6'5", 6'6", 80-inch reach, huge reach. I got 74-inch reach, and I'm 6'1". Got them T-Rex arms. 80-inch reach, 6'6", and he fights at 154 pounds. You want to be great, you got to do away with them rehydration clauses. I heard today also that Bam Rodriguez. Let me check. Is Bam going up in weight? Yep. So Jesse Bam Rodriguez reportedly moving to bantamweight to face Antonio Vargas. So he's moving up. I think he's moving up to what, 122. That would be an amazing fight, I believe. If Bam Rodriguez got up So 126 to fight anyway. Lord have mercy. He does it the right way. Bam, he's just that is a slick, all around great boxer. He's amazing. But you got what? It says he's moving up the bantamweight. It's 118. What is he at right now? Booger! Booger! Come here. Come here. Get in there. Take these earbuds off. I can't hear anything through these earbuds anyways. I don't need them on. So, Bam Rodriguez is moving up to 118. I really want to see him fight Inoue. Inoue's a beast. But if Bam does it right, I don't see any, unless Inoue knocks him out, I just don't see Inoue beating Bam if Bam puts the weight on right. If Bam puts the weight on right. We got, what is it, May? We got Zurdo Ramirez versus David Benavidez coming up. And David Benavidez, geez, I mean, what can you say about him? Just that old school, quick, short, not short as in height, but quick, short punches, the volume, how he stalks a prey. He's an outstanding boxer. May 2nd, he'll fight Zito Ramirez for the Ramirez challenge. Okay. Ramirez has the WBA and WBO cruiserweight titles. For David Benavidez, I think, I mean, I'm not gonna say I think. I'm pretty positive David Benavidez, beats Ramirez handily, but he is moving up, to cruiserweight, which is 25 more pounds. What, 20, 25 more pounds than where he's at. I mean, he's already a big man, but we'll just have to see how the weight looks on him. I mean, I've already seen tons of training footage and him shadow boxing and hitting the mitts, and he's still fast as ever. I think he'll start Zito Ramirez. 4. Sure. What is it, babies? What is it? I think you can hear that later. Baby puppy. Her name is Noodles. Noodles. Let's see what else we got. The Ryan Garcia Devin Haney rematch is supposedly set for September. And like I heard today, Ryan Garcia, I mean, it's going to be put out a little bit because he has that hand injury. Though it wasn't, I don't know why it would be put out too far because from what I ascertained, that's a big word right there. From what I read he didn't break his hand. It was just a sprain. So I don't know why he would be out till July for that. We got Rolly Ramirez. Oh no, Romero. Rolly Romero. I don't know what the hell it says. So the rematch between Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney is anticipated and still being negotiated, but they're shooting for September 5th, 2026, and I cannot wait for that fight. Can't wait. I think it's I think it's going to be a similar result. I think Devin Haney is going to, rely on the jab. Of course, this time he's going to keep that right hand up. He's going to keep his hand on his headphones. Definitely going to do that. I don't think Ryan's scared of him at all. I don't think Ryan's going to have any hesitation. Uh, I don't think Ryan is going to get tricked with the feints. I think Ryan is very confident, especially with his dominating win over Mario Barrios. I think he's going to come in. I think he's going to seal the deal this time. I think he's going to spark Haney out. I really do. I think he's going to knock Haney out because there's all this stuff about him taking steroids. Though, when you look into it, the amount that was found in his system was such a minuscule amount it couldn't have done anything to help his performance. But, he could have been taking it to help his recovery, blah blah blah. I mean, if he was taking it, it certainly helped with recovery, strength and stuff like that. But I don't see, I don't know these fighters personally, and I can't tell you what they're thinking. I can't tell you truly who they are. I just don't see Ryan Garcia actually cheating. Uh, I don't see it. I don't see it. But it's anticipated. Hopefully, we'll get that fight September 5th. Hopefully. Rolly Romero still talking junk. I like Rolly. He's a funny dude. He's a smart dude. You need help on your finances or stock options or, stock advice or investment advice, go talk to Rolly. He'll hook you up. Hey, Noodles. She's so pretty, babe. And Keyshawn Davis has been sparring a lot of streamers here lately. You know, doing that thing, trying to get his name out there. That's a good fighter right there. He keeps his nose clean, keeps his head down, stays focused. He will be a problem. And of course, everybody wants to see what they're saying as of right now we'll never get because Booger. Oh, get in there, Kiko. Yeah, come on. Everybody wants to see that fight. Everybody wants to see Shakur fight Keyshawn Davis, but they said that they won't fight, that they're brothers, that they'll never fight. I hope they have a good relationship, if it is true, on them saying how close they are. I hope nothing happens to the relationship. I hope they truly are brothers, but I feel like that's a fight we will have to see. I mean, that would be a great fight. You got Keyshawn Davis, slick, good defensive fighter, but just aggressive, walks you down. punish you. And then you got Shakur, who's even slicker. Hell of a jab. Best defensive fighter in boxing right now. Let's see. What else we got? What else we got? I've been on here for 55 minutes. This is my fifth attempt at live. Like I did several other lives, but I was doing it off of Streamlabs, and it wasn't working right. So then I don't know why I did it that way. Ignorance. We got the Inouye. Let's see, when is that? Inouye versus Nakatani. Naoya Inoue versus Junto Nakatani, May 2nd. Oh, it's the same day, isn't it? Yeah, they're on the same card. Yes. Wow. No, it says same day. However, they will be headlining separate events. Why would y'all do that to us? Lord have mercy. Look, here, 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 and here. Come here. Okay, everybody. To my one view. This is Booger. Yeah, he's a good boy. So my name is Booger, and I love boxing. Yeah, I just watch Daddy just shadow box all around the house. Okay, right. Mm-hmm. Hey, Toe, come here, baby. Come on. This is our Tato girl. Tato girl, she's my sweet girl. She's precious. Look at that. Yeah. Okay. So my name's Tato, short for potato. Yeah. Anyways, David Benavidez versus Zurdo Ramirez is on May 2nd. And so is Noah Inoue versus Junto Nakatani, but they're on two separate cards. That's could you imagine them two fights being on one card? I mean, that would be a massive, massive event. Shit, you could just run those two fights and people would absolutely tune in. Absolutely. Let's see what Boxing News 24/7 says. It says WBO, WBA threatened to pull titles from Benavidez Ramirez fight. What? WBO and WBA threatened to withdraw titles over WBC ceremonial belt. David Benavidez and Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez could see their May 2nd cruiserweight fight stripped of its titles. A dispute between the WBO, WBA, and WBC over a ceremonial belt now threatens the belt's sanctioning. Lord have mercy. Now, it's like you got Zuffa coming in, you got TKO coming in. They're saying they're going to take over. They say that it's just going to be us eventually, and rather than the sanctioning bodies get their act together and work together and try to make boxing better, you got shit like this, man. I mean, you just run it. I mean, you just pushing these people over to damn Zuffa and Dana White. It's nuts. It says, let's see. It says the WBO and WBA are prepared to withdraw the sanctioning from the Las Vegas belt after the WC introduced a special belt tied to the Cinco de Mayo event boxing scene reported Thursday. Of course, it would be the WBC. I mean, out of all the sanctioning bodies, I mean, they all have their issues, but Lord have mercy. WA, and the IBF, they're chugging along. You know, they're trying to stay on that narrow path. And WBC just comes in and just freaking football tackles them off the damn path. I mean, it's just the issue centers on the WBC's unveiling of a commemorative. Man, that's a big word, commemorative. Can't believe I got that right the first time. Talon Talaki, damn, belt during a ceremony in Mexico this week involving Benavidez and Ramirez. The belt is not the official WBC cruiserweight title. I mean, why the hell would you do that? I mean, I understand why you're doing it. It's two Mexicans, two Hispanic men fighting on Cinco de Mayo. I mean, you want to make it special and stuff like that, but Jesus Christ, dude. The belt is not okay. I already said that, which is currently held by Noel McKellen, but its introduction appears to have angered the two sanctioning bodies whose championships are actually involved in the fight. Ramirez holds the WBA cruiserweight title and is scheduled to defend it while also fighting for the WBO belt against Benavidez in the planned unification bout. Officials with the World Boxing Organization and World Boxing Association reportedly discussed the situation after the ceremony. WBO President Gustavo Oliveira and WBA President Gilberto Mendoza plan to send letters to promoters at Golden Boy Promotions and Premier Boxing Champions regarding the dispute. Leave up to WBC. Their position is straightforward. If the WBC's commemorative belt remains attached to the fight promotion, the WBO and the WBA could refuse to allow their titles to be contested. I mean, at this point, do you want to keep on doing this shit? I mean, come on, sanctioning bodies, get it together, dude. You gonna make it damn easy for Zuffa, TKO, and Dana White to just destroy you. All this infighting. I mean, damn, it's a good fight. We don't need no damn commemorative WBC damn token or trophy. I mean, you're essentially doing the same shit that you're accusing Zuffa of doing, for Christ's sakes. You say the Zuffa belt is not a world championship belt. You say that it's just a trophy, it's just a token. And then the WBC comes in and is like, hey, we're going to do this commemorative belt for this sanctioned championship bout that we're not involved with. But if we do this, then we're involved and we make money. WBC, I mean, they're all corrupt to a certain extent. But I give the WBO, WBA, and IBF so much more leeway. But WBC, you can't give no leeway. This dude, I mean, the dude runs he's a moron. He's a moron. He's a money-hungry moron. The disagreement highlights the often territorial nature of boxing sanctioning bodies. I mean, look at that shit. WBC is not involved. Why the hell are you going to push yourself in there? And now WBO and WBA's done threatened to pull the sanctioning of a great fight that we want to see. I mean, here's how it is about David Benavidez. David Benavidez is so good. He's so electric. He's so exciting, so entertaining. From his boxing style to his confidence to his, to the way he carries himself. I mean, he's just somebody you want to watch. Un momento, por favor. He's somebody you want to watch. I mean, Zoto Ramirez is good, but let's be honest. We're watching David Benavidez fight Zoto Ramirez because we want to watch David Benavidez with Zoto Ramirez ass. Because that's, I mean, I don't want anything bad to happen to Zoto Ramirez, but David Benavidez is like I said, he's electric. Woogie, woogie, woogie. You know, he's the monster. He's the Mexican monster, like Tyson said. Each organization typically wants its title fights presented as its own events, and outside involvement from rival bodies can trigger disputes. WBC, dumbass. What's his name? Mauricio Suleiman or something like that. The situation also arises during a stretch involving sanctioning organizations. The World Boxing Council recently removed its lightweight title from Shakur Stevenson after he pursued another belt without paying WBC sanctioning fees. Listen to that shit, man. The WBC wasn't involved in the Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson bout. WBC wasn't there. There was no WBC belt. But they still stripped Shakur Stevenson of his WBC belt in a weight class under where he was fighting for the championship. If any sanctioning body is the problem, if any sanctioning body sets a bad example and puts a dark cloud over sanctioning bodies as a whole, it is absolutely 100% numero uno, the WBC. Mauricio Suleiman should be fired immediately. If they had a council or a chair or something like that, where they have to vote, they need to vote his ass out because he's going to single-handedly destroy WBC. I mean, he is destroying WBC. Let's see. It was like, wait. Earlier this week, the IBF declined to sanction a cruiserweight fight involving Joe Opetaia due to the presence of the Super Boxing Championship belt on the same card. We know that the IBF not sanctioning the Joe Opetaia fight is not, and I don't know why they compared it or used it as an example, a similar example, because it's not the same thing at all. It's not similar. I guess they're saying that all sanctioning bodies are corrupt, but it's not a fair comparison. The Jai Opetaia IBF withdrawal was strictly because of Zuffa. Dana White saying they're not going to work with the governing bodies, and the Zuffa belt is just a trophy. But rather than stating the truth that the IBF championship belt was what they were fighting for, Zuffa broke the rules and said that they were fighting for the undisputed Zuffa championship belt. It is not the same thing as the WBC stripping Shakur of his title in 135, though the fight he was fighting 140, and he wasn't even fighting for the WBC. It's not the same comparison. Not in totally different worlds, totally different universes. The Benavidez Ramirez fight remains scheduled for May 2nd in Las Vegas. Whether the WBO and WBA titles will still be on the line could depend on how promoters handle the WBC ceremonial belt. Just do away with the damn WBC ceremonial belt. Why would the fucking excuse me? Why would the WBC even? I mean, I know why they would stick their hat in. They want money. They want them sanctioning fees. I mean, it's so stupid. It's so intentionally stupid. You have to wonder if Suleiman is intentionally trying to destroy his own sanctioning body. I mean, that's how intentional and stupid the shit that he's been doing is. But hour and 11 minutes. Let's see. Talk about a couple more things, and I'm gonna get off here. I've had a few viewers. Everybody that's came through and checked me out for 30 seconds. I appreciate it. I truly do. I love boxing. I love boxing. When I say I love boxing, I mean I love boxing. I'm supposed to have a bout boxing match coming up in June or July. I talked to the promoter, uh, Walter Johnson Promotions out of Greensboro. I talked to him about being on a small undercard. He said we're good to go. I texted him about a week later after I talked to him the first time, and just for reassurance, just to make sure, I just wanted to make sure we were still good to go, and he said, "Yup." So I should be finding out here soon exactly what date that'll be. And of course, I'm going to, with this being a part of my daily life, I want to build this channel up. And of course, I'll record the bout and put it on here. Whether I win, whether I lose, I don't care. It'll be content. Let's see what else we got. How about that Conor Ben fight? I mean, that is crazy, man. There's got to be a deeper. There's got to be something deeper when it comes to Conor Ben versus Regis Prograde. Maybe, I mean, evidently he is making $15 million for that one fight, but I don't see how. I mean, how smart Dana White is, how smart and straightforward Turkey Al Sheikh is. I just don't see them paying him $15 million to fight a good fighter in Regis Prograde, but Regis Prograde's old. He's uh, he's not near what he used to be. It says, let's see, let's ask the is Conor Ben making $15 million to fight Regis Prograde? Says yes, Conor Ben is reportedly set to receive a $15 million purse for his upcoming boxing match against former world champion Regis Prograde. It's just that's crazy to me, man. It is crazy. $15 million for that fight. I think they're just testing the water. Conor Ben, he's really hurt himself. Maybe he don't understand, but he's really done a number. to his credibility. And now, rather than when he was fighting Eubank Jr., rather than when he was fighting Chris Eubank, where they were cheering Ben on, now, from now on, because of the situation he was a part of and the supposedly shady shit he did, people are just wanting to tune in to see his ass lose now. I mean, that's what he's done. I mean, for me, uh, I think I like Conor Ben, but I don't think he's near the level of the Shakur. I don't I don't even think he beats Ryan Garcia, to be honest with you. I don't. Uh, I don't. Of course, I think he'll beat Regis Prograis. But Regis Prograis might do an upset. I mean, that'd be funny as hell. It would be. It would be funny considering they put all that money into him just to lose the Regis Prograis. But I don't see him losing. I don't see him knocking him out. I see him outpointing him. I think there's more to the kind of Ben thing. I really do. Let's see. Let's see what they say. Hang on, Tom. Is Conor Ben contracted to fight more than once for Zuffa boxing? Based on reports from early 2026, Conor Ben has signed with Zuffa Boxing, but this deal is specifically a one fight deal. I just, I mean, you pay him $15 million for to fight Regis Prograde. I mean, what the hell are you going to pay him? I mean, if he beats Regis Prograde, and then evidently he's not going to fight because obviously Conor Ben he supposedly wants that WBC belt. He wants he wants that WBC belt because that's what his father had, Nigel Ben, and he loves WBC. But I just don't. I mean, let me take that back. Mauricio Suleiman is a snake. He's a snake. He's corrupt. So I could absolutely see WBC being paid off and Suleiman being rewarded with a lot of money to go ahead and sanction the bout for the WBC. I could see that. But the WBO, WBA, and IBF is going to be a harder task because if you don't understand it now, you're going to understand it 6 months from now that Zuffa, TKO, Dana White, Takeshi Sheep, they ain't coming to help you out. They ain't coming to help you out. They're coming to take over boxing. And I just don't. I just if the example and the framework is that of UFC, I just don't think boxing can fit in a league, a micromanaged, you know, league where they make all the money and the boxers, I don't think the boxers will go for it. But then again, they might. I mean, they got they got tactics, obviously. I mean, look at how they got Conor Ben. $15 million, Conor Ben. Here, boy, come on, $15 million. Good relationship over here. Somebody that cares about you. Well, $15 million for one fight deal. But we say one fight deal, but I mean, come on now. We didn't drag you out of there just to have you only fight one time. Booger, Tato, where you going? Come on, baby. You said people train their whole lives. When you reach the top, you can kick anyone's ass, no matter the size. Uh, mm, I mean, just depends. Really depends on what fight. We're talking about boxing. We're talking about MMA, and styles make fights. You know, in boxing, you can. Then at my weight, I'm gonna be wearing 10-ounce gloves, 10 to 12 ounce gloves. If you were to fight somebody smaller than you, who you can walk them down, cut off the ring, smother them, and just lay it on them. But yeah, 40 years old, 20 plus to 35 prime for sure. I think the prime is stretching out a little bit more. You know, in the older days, 35 as a fighter was considered extremely old. But with more technology, you know, more science, more research and everything, as far as the human body is concerned, the more we know, the better we can manage. Most fighters retire at 40. Uh, I would say, yeah, I'd say MMA fighters definitely retire. A lot of them try to retire at that age. You know, I think boxing's a more dangerous sport but MMA is much harder on the body. And I mean, look at Terrence Crawford. Look at, I mean, Terrence Crawford is, I think, 38. Yeah, boxing is more dangerous. I mean, that's my opinion. I think it's more dangerous. But look at Terrence Crawford. I mean, 37, same age as me. I'm 37. He might be 38 now. But I don't think there's anybody that could beat him. I don't think there's any young champion that could beat Terrence Crawford. I think from 147, because he won't make 140, but let's say 140. Hell, let's say 140. 140 to, what are you doing, girl? Let's say 140 pounds to 168 pounds. There's nobody that beats him. Nobody. And I say to 168 because, and there's nobody in 175 I don't think will beat him. And the only two that come to mind that I think could beat him is Dimitri Bivol and, of course, the Mexican monster, David Benavidez. You got much, like I said, the more technology we get, more research done, you learn how to control certain things, manage certain things as you get older. And you're able to stretch your career out much longer. But 37 is old. I feel old. I feel real old. Well, I'm on here trying to get this channel going because I would love, I tell you, I would love to be able to go to fights, you know, meet a lot of the fighters, ask them questions, travel, you know, just for boxing. I mean, I can be realistic. I'm gonna do little cards. Like I got a little card coming up in June, July. I mean, that's all. That's as much as I know right now. That's what he said. But that's all I can hope to do when it comes to boxing. You know, as far as reporting. But I can't. Just let it go. Time has passed. When you love something, you love it. You know. And I truly, besides my child on the way and my fiance, boxing is numero uno to me. I don't know what I have in me. I don't know if I'm Irish. And I have my second. I don't know why. Not used. It's my first live stream. I keep on when you say something, I keep on about to type it in rather than just responding to you directly. Two boys already. Third kid on the way. He's having a girl. This guy's having his third kid, and it's a girl. I'm having my second kid. My first with my significant other, and my first child's a girl. This is a boy, and I'm excited. Of course, boxing's on the mind. Me and my love agreed that if he's interested in it and it's something he want, you know, he's really interested and wants to do, then we're gonna go full steam ahead. Yeah, that's how I messed up a lot with my first child. Um, me and my first child's mother both did things to make it difficult to have a just mediocre relationship. She did things. I was a piece of shit and stuff. So I really, and it's both of our faults. We really pissed away years, and them are years I won't get back from my daughter. But where when she was born, I wasn't living right. Now that I have a son on the way, I've totally changed my whole life, changed my whole outlook on life. Um, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. I want to live for my kids, plural, but my first child, it's a situation now to where, I mean, she's older, she's 10. Her mother just can't help herself when it comes to, she just can't hold her disgust in. Then I have a chance for my son, and he's gonna be number one. That's one of the reasons I love boxing. It's for me, but I want to do this channel. I would love to be able to make it big and be able to make money off of this, and then be able to cut out my other two jobs. Wouldn't have to kill myself. It would be amazing. That's why I'm on here. I mean, I love boxing as I've stated numerous times. But the end goal here is, like I said, I love boxing, but I want to make money. And yeah, I don't want to make money for me. I want to make money for us to provide for tomorrow. I don't. The state of the world nowadays, cost of living, gas prices, I mean, everything. It's outrageous. And just when we think it's getting a little bit better, something else happens. Iran. Yeah, look at that crap. Uh, and just as soon as you think it's getting better, something else happens, and it's like, man, I got a son on the way. Your father loved you also. Did all this. The boys are 4 and 6. That's awesome, man. Love them that your father loved you also. Do you know my father? Like, you know me personally? Anyways, I'm thinking about the bigger picture as far as my son. I just want him to have I just want him to have every possible opportunity. Every possible opportunity. I don't yeah, I don't know if we're close to a Viking society. I think some people I just don't think God forbid we ever get to a point where there's no law and order. You know, it would be horrible. It'd be horrible because there's a there's no tolerance anymore. There's no patience. There's no respect. There's no appreciation. I mean, despite all the despicable things I did throughout my life, all the messed up things I did, all the manipulation, all the lying, all the drugs, blah 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 blah. I was still raised to respect people. You know, everybody has issues. I always had impulse control issues, anger issues. Always walked around with a chip on my shoulder. But I try to maintain for the bigger picture. I try to maintain because I know nothing good is going to come from blank slate. But a lot of people nowadays, they don't have that. They don't have that mentality. They have no impulse control. It's like we're living in a. It's like we're living in a video. It's like we're living in Grand Theft Auto. It's like we're living in Grand Theft Auto. Literally. A lot of these kids, I mean, a lot of these younger people, they'll do something highly illegal. Then when they get approached by the police officers, they're like, what did I do? I mean, they honestly, I've watched some of these videos, I mean, they honestly think they did nothing wrong. I don't know. I mean, I can hit pretty hard. I got a pretty good right hook. I got an okay jab. I got a pretty decent right hook. I got this, my second job. I work at a bowling alley cleaning. They got this little punching machine in there. When I first started, I didn't see it in there, but it's like one of those things. You see it over there, it's like, man, I just can't resist it. I gotta go over there. I gotta go over there and bang it out a little bit. But yeah, let's see. What else we got? We've been on here for an hour and 31 minutes. I appreciate you being here. I've had people in and out, a couple here and there. If you like boxing, you should go. Yeah, what's that? If you like boxing, right, from Mike Tyson. What did he say again? Everybody's tough till they get hit in the mouth. Is that what he said? But if you really enjoy boxing and you enjoy boxing commentary, if you don't know who they are already, you should go check out Punch Drunk Boxing. And Southpaw TV. They're both they're both entertaining, and they know the ins and outs of boxing. They know what they're talking about. I need to on my next lives. I'm gonna like woman was saying, before I get on here, I need to like do like a schedule, the organization thing, like an itinerary, like a list. Yeah, when you swing, it comes from your pelvis. Your whole body weight needs to be in the end of that fist. Yeah, man. If you put every bit of weight into that, you better connect. Because if you don't connect, and if you're putting everything into it, there's a good chance if you miss, you're gonna overswing. You're just gonna get counted. You're gonna count, and that's when you get knocked the hell out. You don't hit with your fist. You hit with your mass. I've never heard them say that. Yeah, it says based on available interviews and records, there is no evidence that Mike Tyson said you don't hit with your fist, you hit with your mask. Like I said, his most famous, often quoted phrase regarding punching is everybody has a plan until they get punched in the mouth slash face. Yeah, I don't think you can hit with your mask. I think you were the one that stated earlier size. I mean, we're talking about boxing. We're not talking about any other area of fighting. We're talking about boxing. So with the boxing gloves, I mean, size in a boxing ring can and a lot of times does matter. I mean, you get in the boxing ring, you walk them down. I mean, if you outweigh them by 20, 30 pounds, I mean, you can put your weight on, you can tire them out, you can push them around. I mean, if you have that much of a weight advantage, most likely you got a much longer reach than the person you're fighting as well. So you could keep them at the end of your punches, be much easier to step back and counter. You know, what's that? Yeah, you definitely got to have hip movement. Definitely gotta have hip movement. Now, I think something's wrong with my right hip. When I work my second job, by the end of the shift, which will be Saturday night, my right hip, because I have to squat down a lot to clean the floors, clean the grease off the floors, it starts hurting. But man, I really appreciate you staying here as long as you did. Right. Focus the mass of your body and the end of your fist. I promise everyone drops. I like hitting people to the body. I'm not a headhunter. I want to crack you to the body. I want to hit you in that damn sternum. I want to crack you in the liver. I want to get a clean liver shot. It's hard to hit the head, especially if somebody's got good head movement, good footwork, very mobile. But the body, it's there. Ilya Taporia, I mean, he's a good boxer as far as MMA. I don't think, and it's like any other MMA fighter versus boxing. It's just boxers focus on footwork, defense. I mean, this is all they got to. This is all that's all they got to worry about. Taporia, he's got some nice hands. I just when it comes to in MMA, he's good. He's great. He's top of the line. But if he was to fight a decent boxer, a B plus level boxer, I don't think he would do very well. I think he would be humbled pretty quick. Yeah, that's how I feel. I don't know. No boxing, no life. Of course, there's a life besides boxing. I have a son on the way. I have my woman. I have family and stuff like that. But I love boxing. I'm too much of an emotional person and too hot headed not to, enjoy something like that. Yeah, like I said, I appreciate y'all. I've been on here for almost 2 hours. Do you know how I can know if my hand is heavy if I have knockout power? Do I do you know if my hand is heavy if I have knockout power? Yeah, I mean, focus all the mass on your fist and it comes from the pelvis. I, like I said, Tyson, it says on there, that Tyson didn't say that. Mass on the fist, Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, combat, karate, all that bullshit. That's good. I mean, I take my hat off to people that do all that. Brazilian Jiu Jitsu is a hell of a tool to have. I've never been into it. I'm just boxing stands. You say I need to use my body mass. Hell, I'm trying to lose weight. I mean, I'm gonna be fighting a heavyweight or junior in June or July, but I still want to take some weight off and then still want to get at least 10, 15 pounds off of me. Be a little quicker, be a little lighter on my feet. When I go in there, I'm gonna try to get them out of there quick. He said, "Do you know how I can know if my hand is heavy if I have knockout power?" Why Tyson Fury won? What do you mean? Why Tyson Fury? Tyson Fury is a great technical boxer. He's got great elusive skills, great head movement. His feints are top tier, and he's a big ass dude. You're right. Mass. I mean, his length and mass. He's able to, like I was saying earlier, if you fight someone, you were able to put your weight on them, tire them out. You're exactly right on that. But I don't think that's I don't think that's in every situation. I don't know a good reference. I think of a good example. I mean that's famous saying skills pays the bills. I mean, look at somebody like Shakur Stevenson, for instance. He's not a huge guy, but his jab is quick, beautiful. He's got long arms. He's probably the best defensive fighter in boxing right now and for the last few years. I think I think Shakur could do something like Terrence Crawford. Maybe almost certainly not go up to 168, or maybe even 160. But I think Shakur could definitely go and be a champion at 147 and almost certainly 154. He could beat anybody up there. I think it comes from your hips. I mean, yeah, your pelvis. I don't know. I mean, does the pelvis move? I don't think the pelvis moves. I think the pelvis is stationary, and then you got your hips and everything. Let me see. You're probably right. I'm not thinking about that. I think I'm overthinking it. Yeah, you're right. The pelvis moves in three dimensions to act as a crucial hinge between the spine and the hips, essential for balance, walking, and running. It rotates and tilts in the sagittal, forward, backward, frontal, side to side, and transverse rotation planes, which each side capable of independent movement during gait. Right. You have to lean on the hip. You have to lean on the hip. You have to lean head movement. I mean, you have to lean when you're pivoting. Right. Every time you say it all comes from the pelvis, I keep on going back to, what was that, Happy Gilmore? It's all in the hips. It's all in the hips, baby. Baby, baby, baby. You got to drop yourself in. You got to fall, baby. All right. All right, fellas. Well, I'm gonna get off here and go eat. I appreciate y'all being here. Whoever liked, I really appreciate it. I'm gonna set another date to come on here. Hopefully I'll see y'all next time. You too, man. Y'all have a good night. I'll see you next time. Hopefully.